Hey everyone, I'm Antalous. Welcome back to Space Engineers. So, I've been busy. I redid this ramp, I put a door up here. It's not quite sealed, but it's close. I need to get something up. Oh, wait. Huh. I grabbed stuff to do this, actually, but I was thinking I was planning on putting it on the ceiling for some reason. So, let's get this sealed. And right there, welder. Bam, sealed. Okay, I can close this door and have it completely sealed off. So, to show you what's going on, I have flight systems now. So, we've got our side-to-side thrusters. Yes, there's only one of each, because the plan is to not move side to side. Here's our forward thrusters and our backward thrusters there. I've expanded the solar farm to have 6 on top, and then I added thrusters for up, and then down is just gravity. And then I put solar panels on the side. I wanted to do it on the far side. First of all, don't try this at home. I wanted to put a solar panel over here. It just didn't work out. So it didn't want to clip or to hook to anything for some reason. So there's not a solar panel there. We're just gonna fall. Oh, I did get hurt that time. I was gonna say, it seems like I can fall infinite distances and never get hurt. So how I did this is I used these pistons to lift it up, kind of like a built-in jack system. And I need to put my interior turrets back up too. That's something I keep forgetting. So, and then yes, we've got a door here. There's a ramp on the other side, but there's no door, given where it comes in is in the refineries. So I'd have to move it back a little bit, and then that creates another issue because these doors don't do corners. So we'll get that figured out. Let's pull out that jack system because it doesn't work anymore. That's why I want to pull it out. And the reason why it doesn't work is because I've moved the center of mass. Wow, this is way darker in here than I thought it was. Of the whole ship. And so the center of mass is further back than the jacks were designed to take. I don't know where that one is, too. I'll have to go out the side and figure that out. So it just doesn't work anymore because you lift it up and then it wants to flop backwards. And I just realized I'm letting a piece of these fall to the ground. So let's lower the suspension so I don't have to use my hydrogen. I'm down to 2 tanks now. Here we go, and down. So I'll show you what this does. So I lower the suspension, it brings those closer to the ground. And I actually could probably get the other jack from outside now. So right now my rear thrusters are on because I'm parked on a hill. And so they're just preventing me from sliding backwards. One more? I guess we can't go more and more. Okay, that works. And we'll go outside. And so I brought these in, put them like this. Oh, that disconnected for some reason, and I'm not sure why. That's unfortunate.
Ship fuel critical.
Yes, I know, because it was set to recharge. You can now discharge. Thrusters on. View. It's weird doing these things backwards, so I'm sorry, I'm probably going to be a little bit too quiet for a bit. But I'm just trying to focus, concentrate. Okay. Why aren't the connectors lining up? Is the connector on this ship damaged? Or on either one? Because this one doesn't... It is. How did that get damaged? Oh well, I've got the materials to replace it. Oh. Much damage. So I just need computers, I think. We'll grab some steel plates because those are always good to have. I have computers, I thought. I didn't. Weird. I swear I grabbed those. And computers right here. There we go. Okay. Those are connected. My ship is hovering upward for some reason. Down. Down, boy. And... is the one on this one damaged too? I don't know what's going on. Also, they'd fixed where these things are moving when the inertial dampeners are on, I thought. But apparently it didn't work all that well. Also, I swear I had these lights configured for this space so that they lit it up better. I'll have to check the settings and see what happened. Okay, let's toggle that off and on. Whoops. I'm probably gonna do that again sometime too. Down. Okay. Well, I guess this isn't gonna hook up right now for some reason. Which is weird. Okay. Let's go to mobile base. Connector on. Connector on. Interesting that that one has an owner. Nobody. Yes, I am the owner. Is that what was going on? Down. Aha! Yes. Somehow that ownership got reset, and I don't know how, honestly. Oh, and we're gonna unlock and rotate this back just a little bit. Try to get level, and I'm not doing the greatest job, but oh well. Lock. Off. Lights are already off. Okay. So yeah. So there's that, and then the hangar door is now at the back, and yes, this isn't the full-sized hangar door, and there's a reason for that. I will eventually be expanding this to fit a third ship, so I'll push it one further back, and where this is here, if something falls, it can roll into this door, but it's not going to break through the door, it seems. So that takes care of that. Let's get those piston pieces real quick. And, sorry, checking my recording time. Piston pieces, perfect. And grind these down. Okay, and then here's my other jack, the last one. It's still connected to the ship. These ones were connected on the outside, so that's why they're a little bit harder to get. And drop that down. Place that all welded up from inside. So the piston over here, why could I grind? Oh, because that one was part of the structure. Interesting. Where I'd placed them, I thought I'd set them up so I wouldn't have to replace anything later. Let's see what I did over here. So I'm leaving those stairs there too, also because they're good backup if something weird happens. Like if for some reason I can't get through that door, wrong one, then I can grind into it right there. And I will probably put another solar panel on the side right there, on both sides even. One won't fit there because the hitboxes I think are weird. It's weird that hitboxes are larger than the actual object. Or not hitboxes, but the building blocks. They won't let me build closer than that. So, let's get this closed up. Get an RC and get moving again. So, I found lots and lots of resources here. Oh, I forgot to weld this up. And, well, that's good. I kind of... Oh, and I can get rid of 2 of these groups, or I guess 3 batteries. Oh, okay, interesting. I deleted the group batteries. I think that's what it was. Just because the group batteries had gotten messed up because it had multiple vehicles batteries in it. So I renamed the groups to Solar Rover batteries, and I don't think I remade a group for this one. I'm curious how many of my ships have broken off. That's the problem, is that these jumps just aren't cutting it. So, do I have these thrusters on? Oh, that's another problem. Okay, let's get that fixed right now. So, yes, I know I'm rolling backwards. Okay, so these are brakes. Toggle block off. Okay, now toggle block off and brakes off. I set a speed limit for this. That way we don't get going ridiculously fast while driving. And while flying, it's really hard to get this thing going too fast. So we should be good with that. Slow this down. Actually, let's use the flight system. So 9. So here's the problem. My one reactor doesn't cut it with these. And so yes, it works, but it's a bit iffy. And so I need to bring the batteries online or build a second reactor. I think I'm going to build a second reactor that's controlled with the flight group 9. So when you turn on thrusters, it turns on the reactor as well. And so that way it's just on part of the time. Using batteries isn't a bad idea either, so it just drains when it needs to. Okay, we're setting down. This terrain here is so rough that I probably do want to get out of here as quickly as I can. Because right here, we're either going to turn on our thrusters and not quite fly, but use it to lessen our impact. Or we're going to damage the ship. So I need to get something long-term figured out for that. Because the terrain is just too rough. I know. I like the idea of having a mobile base. It's awesome. But it's just really hard to actually do. To get a mobile base that can traverse all this terrain. And this one does a pretty good job, I feel like. Let's shut those off. And yes, it will fall a little bit, but we're okay. I'm not sure why it keeps showing the inside for brief moments. So, here's the plan. The plan is to get to somewhere flat and then build an airplane with an ore detector on it. And I wish small ship ore detectors could detect further away. But for now, we're just going to have to make do with what we can. Because I'm not planning on building a large grid airplane. I don't even know if wing parts work for the large grid. Slow it down a bit. And then in other news, I changed shifts at work. So I now work nights, which means recording is going to be a bit iffy for the next little bit. I'm going to do everything I can to get these done. I worked last night, I'm working in tonight, I have about 4 hours of sleep right now. So that's why this is kind of needs more setup. But it will get figured out. I'll just say it that way. I'll figure out how I can get these things recorded, because I will have more days off a week, and so maybe just on the days that I'm not working, or the nights more correctly, I will pre-record, and so I can have a few episodes just saved up, which I don't like the idea of pre-recording, but it is necessary to sometimes. It's harder because it makes me much slower to respond to your suggestions. We're going to get the flight group on for this hill. And nose up. So this is capable of flight, and I have flown it once I've charged up the batteries before, but it's just getting that initial charge can really drain things. Because batteries, you lose efficiency when you use them, as someone pointed out to me earlier. And it makes sense to do. Otherwise, batteries would be way overpowered. Okay. I'm not used to having so much space between my middle and back wheels. Maybe I'll move those back a little bit more. And that will help with the being in a refinery. I have a med bay here as well. You probably saw it. I don't think I said anything about it though. So the med bay is useful. I might have to move it just because it would sit where the new door placement would be. So, but anyways, we'll get all that stuff figured out. And so next episode, I'm planning on building an aircraft because it's time. It's time to get some serious scouting done. And with other ships where I've been mainly stuck with battery power, just they're not cutting it. The 20 minutes flight time per battery is kind of awful because it means I could go a max of 10 minutes out, 10 minutes back. But that means if I go over by a second, then I've got to coast it for a little bit. And that's too close of a margin. I like to get back with about 5 minutes of power remaining so I can connect it up too. Because having to build... My flight group should probably control my gyroscopes too. Sorry, but having to build solar panels on something just to get it connected up, well, it's doable, it's just a little bit tedious. Ooh, is this the end of the canyon? Even if it's not, it looks like that's a good way out. So hopefully we can find somewhere to go. If I can get this thing actually airborne, which means installing a second reactor, or charging out the batteries for a little while, so just powering down everything and letting the solar panels charge the batteries. 67 days of fuel while driving. That's awesome. And that's why I like rovers, and airplanes should help with that. But we'll do that next episode. I'm Antalous. Have a good one.